Hey everyone, I'm going to talk to you about run-ons and how you can avoid them in your writing because they are bad. You do not want to have them for the most part. Maybe there's somebody out there that will say, you know, it's sort of their style, but no. Run-ons are things you want to avoid. They are sentence errors. They're not grammar, they're not vocabulary, they're sentence structure, sentence errors that relate to punctuation. Okay, I like to say that run-ons are like, you know, they're really what they are two sentences, one, two, and they're coming together, they're in some writing, and there's nothing in between them when there should be. There should be like a period or a question mark or something to separate them, right? But instead there's nothing, so they're just run together, okay? Some people can, you could describe it as a car accident with no braking in between. There's like nothing slowing it down, okay? So that's a run-on. So let me give you an example of actual run-on in writing. So let's take a look at this run-on sentence. I have to rewrite my paper. It has run-ons in it. Okay, in case you're not able to hear that, that's fine, but that's actually two sentences, two complete ideas within one period, and we can't have that, okay? So where do those two ideas happen? Let me read them again. I have to rewrite my paper. It has run-ons in it. So we have two complete sentences. And how do you know that? Well, you can hear it sometimes when you're reading, but if you look at the structure of the sentence, just look at it. I have to rewrite my paper. Okay, we have the subject, we have a verb. I have to rewrite my paper. We have a complete thought. So right here, we have our first complete sentence. Here, we have another one. It has run-ons in it. It is the subject. Has is the verb. It has run-ons in it. That's the rest of the sentence. It completes the thought. It makes a complete idea. So this is the second sentence. So we have two sentences in there, but those sentences are just running together without proper punctuation between them, which is a big problem. And the good thing is there's lots of ways to fix that. Let me go over the ways. The first way, just add a period. Period. Just add a period. I have to rewrite my paper. Period. But over here we got to capitalize this letter, right? Because it's the beginning of a new sentence. I have to rewrite my paper, period. It has run-ons in it, period. Second way is add a comma and a fanboy. What's a fanboy? Fanboy is a fancy name for conjunctions. F stands for A is and, N is nor, B is but, O is or, Y is yet, S is so. These are coordinating conjunctions. They help us connect two sentences together. But don't forget, you need a comma too. I have to rewrite my paper, comma, then the fanboy. Which fanboy would work most logically here? Well, you have to understand the meaning of those words in order to choose the right one. I have to rewrite my paper because, well, because is not a fanboy, but I will say that the word for is a fancy way to say because. So you could even write that down and say, I have to rewrite my paper for it has run-ons in it. Now, I would never talk like that, but in writing, I would do that. You can even change the meaning of the rest of the sentence, and you could say, so I can get a better grade. Something like that. Number 3, add a hot shot mama. Okay, what is that? That's just another fancy way. Not really fancy. Actually, I have to thank my friend from Citrus College to help me with this. HOTSHOTMAMA is an acronym just like fanboys, but this one stands for those conjunctive adverbs, words like however, otherwise. Therefore. Okay, so here's some of the hotshot mamas. There's more. Similarly, hence, on the other hand, thus, moreover, additionally, meanwhile, also. There's more, okay? But this is just something to work with. Now, these are conjunctive adverbs. That means they start sentences. But the cool thing about them is that you can use a semicolon before them. Okay, so let's say you want to rewrite this sentence, this run-on, this error that you have here. I have to rewrite my paper, the grade can improve when I do that, right? So how are we going to combine that? Which word would you want to use? I have to rewrite my paper, well, here, thus, therefore, as a consequence, as a result, consequently. Okay, I mean, you can add to this and add consequently, as a result, all those, okay? So I'm going to put semicolon and then consequently, comma, the grade can improve. I have to rewrite my paper, semicolon. Consequently, the grade can improve. Another way to fix a run-on in your writing is to add a WASBIT. What's WASBIT? Well, a WASBIT is another acronym, but these ones are for subordinating conjunctions. Those are the kind that create dependent clauses and complex sentences and all that beautiful sentence variety. This is actually my favorite one. All right, so W stands for when, while, whereas. A is although, as. S is since. B can be before, because. I is if. And T is though and even though. These are subordinating conjunctions. It's easier to remember WASBIT. When you use these WASBIT, you're actually creating a dependent clause that's not as strong as an independent clause, which is what you have here. You have two independent clauses. So when you add one of these words to one of these clauses, you create a dependent clause. But that's not a bad thing. That's actually a great thing, because now you're going to have sentence variety. Now you're going to have a complex sentence, okay? So you can do that by putting the WASBIT at the beginning of the first clause, the first sentence, or the beginning of the second one. But it has to be logical. It has to go in the right spot. So look at the idea here. I have to rewrite my paper. It has many errors in it. The logical conjunction that would go here would be a word like because or for, right? So what is the word up here that means because? Because. So now where are we going to put because? Are we going to put because here? Or are we going to put because here? Because I have to rewrite my paper, it has many errors in it? No. I have to rewrite my paper. There we go. I have to rewrite my paper because it has many errors in it. That's it. You fixed your run-on. But I would recommend when you do this, when you use WASBITs, try to use them at the beginning of your sentence. It brings in more sentence variety. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I've actually started the sentence with the WASBIT. Because it has so many run-ons in it, comma, I have to rewrite my paper. Same exact words, same exact sentence. I just reordered it. And what else did I do? Don't forget, very important, I added a comma. So the rule is whenever you add a WASBIT to the beginning of a sentence, before that next sentence or clause, you need to make sure you have a comma because it helps with the flow of the reader, right? Because it has so many run-ons in it, I have to rewrite my paper. That's how it reads, okay? So those are the 4 ways that I like to teach my students to avoid and fix run-ons. Bye.